Yeah. So I was born overseas, and
Right.
I married an American.
Okay.
So then, you know,
Okay.
my children are sort of mixed. But his parents came from Russia.
Right, so did my father's parents. Absolutely, same thing, you know. And, you know, we became a melting pot. That's what really is here, you know, now.
So you grew up in Queens, went to school, and then what happened? Where did you go after that?
Well, I had a little diversion, like, how do we say that? I went to see the concert in Shea Stadium that I'm from the 60s, you know, I mean, for the product of the 60s. I'll be 62 in April. And
really?
Yeah. And so
I was born in April.
Well, you might be number 4, Judy. Be careful. Judy.
Okay.
So a bunch of friends from Whitestone, Queens, where I grew up in Clearview Gardens. Beautiful neighborhood. We stormed the field at Shea Stadium when the Beatles came to America in 1965. And we saw the Beatles, and it was amazing. But that was also the time in our country of sex and drugs and rock and roll, okay?
Yes.
And I took that to a little bit of extremes. And so the way I like to say now is that was 1965, and I woke up 15 years later. And I wanted to bring a class action lawsuit against the remaining members of the Beatles because I feel that somebody should pay me something for those 15 years. But I wouldn't want to change a thing. It's just part of the deal, you know. Everybody has their own path. And that's the one thing I'm learning more and more, that, you know, like my way isn't the right way, your way is. We each have our own chosen paths, you know, wherever the choice is made, whatever we do or don't believe in. And so I think it's about enjoying and helping, and that's what my life has become.
Well, at this time, I'm going to let you get away with just that 15 years. I'm not going to prod you, you know, what happened.
Well, one day you can prod me, but you're going to need about a 15-hour show.
Yeah.
You're not going to have 30 minutes. Come on.
That's what I mean.
It normally takes me 30 minutes to introduce myself, Judy. Because I love you. I gave you 30 minutes.
Yes.
You know.
So 15 years went by where you can't remember anything. What happened after 15 years?
Oh, that's an exaggeration that I can't remember. But my goal when I was young, and my first job was working on Wall Street when I was 17, and I went to college, Queensborough College, at night. That was my dream. I love the markets, numbers, finances to me.
Really? I'm so dumb about that. I don't know anything about that.
But the point is that, so it just came so naturally to me. So I took the hiatus. Then I ended up down in Florida after my first divorce. And in the early 80s, I got back into the markets. And I became a licensed commodity broker. And then I became a licensed stockbroker. And then I was a senior investment advisor for Oppenheimer and Company, a Maine, New York firm.
Seems like you're very, very smart.
Well,
just by looking at you.
Well,
you would never know.
All you would have to do is spend a few more minutes than the 30 minutes, and that would change. But I've been given gifts, okay, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
And somehow, in 1991, through a series of many coincidences, or I like to call them God incidences.
That's what I like to call them. Okay. It is. I never call them luck.
Right. Absolutely. I just believe it's all divinely orchestrated.
That's
for better or for worse, that's just the way it is. And so I ended up as a partner in a New York Stock Exchange brokerage firm.
How do you like that?
I mean, how's that possible? I don't know.
Well,
but I had 45 retail brokers working for me in Fort Lauderdale, and we cleared our transactions through Bear Stearns. May they rest in peace. And but we went out. We left the industry in the late '90s, and since then I've just been consulting. That's what I do. I consult for different organizations, different people, different foundations, different golf events.
I bet you are very sought after.
I have a certain amount of seeking going on. And I liked it when you said earlier you had a button on your jacket that I couldn't read it when I was in the car. And I said, what does that say? And you say, no autographs, please. Well, we're so much alike because I was at Goldberg's this morning going for my breakfast. And I walked,
that's a nice place.
I go there all the time. That's how you get to look like this. There's a lot of those poppy flagels.
Yeah.
And so I walk in, and there's some friends of mine sitting there, and there are these three women sitting at a table in front of my friends. And they look at me, and I say, ladies, no pictures, please. Just please control yourself. And that's what I like to do. I love to play. I mean, we had some great movies. Have you seen any movies out here this week, ladies?
Yes, I did. I saw 2 movies.
Okay.
I saw Avatar.
Go ahead.
And Coincidence.
No. Complicated.
Complicated.
Alex movie.
Yes.
Alex Baldwin.
Yes.
All right, we'll start with that one, okay? Now, first of all, did you like Alex movie?
Well, it was very funny.
Okay.
Very funny,
Okay.
yes.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing you might not know, because Alex out here also. And in one of the scenes, and it's complicated,
yes,
he ran out of bed naked.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
And they showed his rear end. Okay. That wasn't his rear end.
I know.
You know that? Okay.
Yes.
He had an ass double.
Yes.
So can you imagine that there's someone in New York City right now going around bars in Manhattan